He started one of the most flourishing pro-life groups, and now he's starting his journey as a Catholic. Here's the powerful story behind how pro-life leader David Bereit recently came home to Rome.
I think that David is just an incredible witness. He is truly a holy man.
Margaret Bereit might just be a modern-day St. Monica. After 28 years of faithful prayer, her husband David entered the Catholic Church this past Easter Vigil.
And everything about this Easter Vigil could not have been more perfect. I can't describe the joy. I've never felt that kind of joy in my whole life. It was perfect.
The pro-life movement better knows David Bereit as the founder and former CEO of 40 Days for Life, the global prayer and fasting campaign outside of abortion facilities. Coming into communion with the Catholic Church was something this former Presbyterian discerned for years.
There were three things that really led to my ultimately feeling led to enter into the Catholic Church. Number one was hearing God calling me consistently, particularly through an hour of adoration. The second thing was the faithful witness that my Catholic wife and Catholic children lived out right before my eyes, which attracted me. And third was getting to work alongside so many Catholic Christians who make up the pro-life movement and watching their witness and their example, and I wanted what they had.
While still discerning, Bereit would sometimes jump on the phone with well-known theologian and Catholic convert Scott Hahn as he grappled with questions about the faith. Bereit would also attend Mass every Sunday with his family and regularly go to adoration, which is where, at his home parish in Fredericksburg, Virginia, he decided to take the leap.
His not being Catholic was a surprise to me. When I arrived here, it took me several months to learn that he wasn't Catholic because he was so faithful and he was there. And eventually I noticed, I said, wait a minute, there's one thing missing, and that's communion.
With his wife as his sponsor and St. John Paul II as his confirmation saint, David was received into the Catholic Church this past Easter Vigil at St. Mary of the Immaculate Conception. The church's pastor, Father John Moseman, sees Bereit's journey as part of a tapestry of grace, with all the threads of his life coming together.
When we're all together in the Lord and rejoicing, we're going to see how his work in the pro-life ministry, how his interactions with regular, everyday Catholics and everyone throughout the world have been an instrument of grace in bringing him home to full union.
The 40 Days for Life founder cites the church's teaching on life for helping him cross the Tiber.
This church, that throughout all of its history has been consistent on its teachings and its practices supporting the sanctity of human life. The faith tradition that I was raised in, unfortunately that denominational body has taken positions that are not supportive of human life. And that started to cause me to question and ask why. Why is this happening when it's such a clear message in the gospel and in Scripture?
David Bereit is, in fact, one of many pro-life leaders who has converted to Catholicism. Marjorie Dannenfelser, president of the pro-life Susan B. Anthony list, is also a convert and a friend of David's. His recent yes to the church still stirs up strong emotions as she recalls that day.
I called him and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Such great news." And he was happy too. And he said, "But Margaret, she's here. You know, she's St. Margaret. She's standing right next to me."
Every time we go up as a family to receive communion, I feel like I'm sort of having an out-of-body experience. Like I'm looking down myself going, is this really happening? For 28 years, this didn't happen. Is this really occurring? This is so cool.
A gift to his family. David Bereit says his conversion is also a gift to his life-affirming work.
There are so many additional graces that I did not previously have. The grace is coming from the sacrament of reconciliation, the grace is coming from communion, the grace is coming from the sacrament of confirmation. And so all of that has given me a greater peace, a greater conviction, and greater courage to take this pro-life movement and to take this beautiful faith that we have and share it as far and as wide as I possibly can.
David Bereit's faith witness is a testimony to the witnesses surrounding him, from the church and her stance on life to the faithful, loving, and patient witness from his family.